Hi, welcome to our Spark Bar sequence for this week. This week you are going to need all of your toys. So we're going to use our ball, we're going to use 2 sets of light hand weights, 5s and 3s, and we are going to use a yoga block. So if you don't have one, you can modify around it. They're easy to find at your local discount department store. So anyway, let's get started. So again, you've warmed up for a couple minutes before we started, just to get your big muscles ready for our bar workout. Okay, so we're going to start with the legs at the back of your chair. I'm going to stand about a foot away from my chair, feet hip distance apart. Look down, lift all 10 of your toes up. Soften your knees a little bit, separate the toes, and then squeeze the toes down to the floor. Lengthen your tailbone toward the floor. Drop your big bone to navel in, lift the chest up. So let's take a big breath here, light fingertips on the back of your chair. And we're just going to ground in. So you're going to squeeze your feet to the floor, take a couple big breaths. And activate that exhale. So every time you exhale, draw everything into center. So pelvic floor lifts, pubic bone to navel draws in, and even just kind of try to imagine that you're pulling your whole center, and even with the back muscles, everything is coming into the midline. And on the inhale, you're going to think about expanding in all directions. Okay, so we just soften out and fill up, and exhale, pull everything into center. Okay, so feet are about hip distance apart. I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm going to step back to a lunge position. So when I go into lunge here, I'm going to bring my front knee in line directly over the ankle, and the back knee is going to bend. I might have to bring my toe in a little bit, and it's going to line up directly underneath my hip. My tailbone is still pointing to the floor. Okay? So we are going to lunge here, but we're going to prep it really well to start. So lift the toes of the front foot and just kind of push down through those 3 corners of the feet, and then squeeze the toes to the floor. So now my front leg feels really stable, foot is grounded. Back foot, I'm going to activate it like by kind of squeezing into the mat a little bit, and then engaging my leg nice and strong. So before I even move, there's a lot of work happening. The legs are super engaged, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to just do a couple lunges, and then work forward into some seat work, okay? So we're going to squeeze straight down and squeeze out. Squeeze straight down. Chin stays parallel to the floor. Try to keep your neck long and straight up. Good. So again, I'm just creating resistance on the way down and resistance on the way up in both directions, squeezing. Good. Let's do, how about 2 more of those? Straight down, straight up. 1 more. Good, and then I want you to come down and hold it. So you're going to come down and hold. You're going to lengthen your chest up nice and tall, and you're going to sink into your legs a little bit. So I'm going to take a couple big breaths here. And again, activating that exhale. Really holding. Again, if you need to come up and take a stretch, please do. And then 1 more big breath. And then inhale, straighten the legs up. Okay, so we're going to transition from here into fold over on the same leg. So I'm going to take my arms, place the forearms on the back of the chair, stack one on top of the other. Okay? I might have to move my foot back just a little bit. So you're going to rest your forehead on the back of your arms. We're going to soften both knees, and you're going to lift. I might have to move back a little bit. Yeah. You're going to lift that leg up. So adjust yourself to get into it. You might need to move around a little bit. And you're definitely going to need a chair with a little bit of sturdiness to it and some weight, so it stays in place for you. You could also use maybe a countertop in your kitchen. Okay. So you're going to flex the foot, and you want to square your hips. So right here is level, my lower back, right? So both hips are level. Standing leg is a little bit soft. And you're going to take a couple deep breaths here. So I'm going to flex my foot, take a big breath, and then just squeeze this leg, push through the heel. Hold and squeeze. So we're going to point the toe. I'm going to really push through the point. So now I'm going to activate like crazy. Squeeze again through the leg. You're going to touch the floor, tap, and squeeze up. Touch, tap, and squeeze up. Touch, tap, and squeeze up. So again, nice amount of contraction on the way down with resistance and squeeze with resistance on the way up. So you're going to lower, squeeze, lift, squeeze. Good. Good. We're going to do a couple more here. Good. How about one more and then hold it up. Hold it up, hold it up. Now flex the foot. You're going to draw the knee in, squeeze your navel up, push the foot out and push through the heel flex. Good. So squeeze in and push. Squeeze in and push. Oh, the poor standing leg. Squeeze in and push. Hold it there. Point the toe again. A little pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring that leg forward. I think we need a figure 4 here. So I'm going to extend my arms on the chair. Sit back into chair. Cross the ankle above the knee and sit back low. Stretch. Inhale up, nice and easy, nice and carefully. And switch. Oh yeah. Whew. Take a big breath. And wave yourself up. Okay, so let's do the other side. Feet hip distance apart. Lift your toes to start. Soften your knees. Ground yourself. Light fingertips on the chair. We're going to step back. Both toes and knees are facing forward. Bend the front knee over the ankle. Squeeze the back foot to the mat. Back knee directly underneath the hip. Chest lifted. We're going to squeeze straight down and push up. Good. Straight down and push up. Straight down and push up. So every time you come up, you're going to resist lifting and then resist lowering. And just see how much muscle you can access through that. So you just really stay in the big muscle. You stay out of your knee joint. Make it a little bit smaller if you need to. And again, always take breaks. Squeeze. Okay, let's do about 4 more of these nice, slow, strong, concentrated lunges. Straight up and straight down. One more. Hold it down there. Breathe. Really activate that exhale. Have the breath power you up. And one more big breath. And straighten. Okay, good. So let's take a little step back for fold over. Cross the arms. Rest your forehead. Okay, we're going to start with the flex. Lift the back leg, square the hip. Soften the standing leg. Good. Take a big breath here. And just acquaint yourself with getting your position correct and nice and strong. Now you're going to point the toe. And you're going to tap the mat and then squeeze up. Tap and squeeze up. Tap and squeeze up. Good. So see how much contraction that you can access. And again, we're really working the standing glute very strongly. Squeeze up. And lightly touch. Squeeze up and lightly touch. Okay, let's do nice and strong. Let's do 4 more on this side. Nice and strong. 4, touch, 3, touch, 2, touch, and hold it on one. Now flex. You're going to bring the knee in. Draw your navel up and away from that knee. Really access your core. And then squeeze back, extend through the heel. Good. Bring it in. Squeeze. And then press and extend. Bring it in. And push. Bring it in. Pull that belly up. Push back through the heel. Woo! My glute is on fire. Let's do one more. Press back. Point the toe. And pulse it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Very carefully bring that forward. Figure 4 stretch. So come back, fingertips, arms extended, sit low. Push your hip back and breathe. Very carefully come up. Switch. Oh, yes. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Very carefully come up. Okay, so let's go to core. So we're going to come onto the floor. And we're going to start with a side plank. Okay, so you're going to come onto your mat. And we're going to do it on our forearms. So, line your shoulder up over your elbow. You can do a couple positions for your legs. You can stack your feet. You can bring the top leg forward, one in front of the other, or you can bend both knees and do your side plank on your knees, okay? Any of those options are good, whichever one you want to do. So on a big breath, you're going to lift up and just come into a side plank. I'm going to lift and reach my top leg forward. I think that's better stability. And see if I can inhale my arm up. So I'm going to hold here. I'm going to try not to, I'm going to adjust here. I'm going to try not to overweight this shoulder, and I want to keep it from pressing out, okay? So stay lifted and breathe. Make adjustments as you need to. Hold it up for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so lower the hip, come on down. So we're going to switch to gate pose from here. So we're still going to do the same side. So the working side, which is going to be my right side, is going to be the top leg on this side for gate. So I'm going to come down, extend, move my stuff out of the way here. So extend the right leg out. Activated right here, so we've already got this nice and aware. I'm going to do little fingertips on that side and lift that leg up and extend the arm over the ear. So now I'm going to hold my gate pose. And if you want to modify, you just bring that foot to the floor. Good, breathe nice and deep. Trying to stay lifted so the body keeps lifting toward the ceiling. If you start to feel like you're collapsing or losing the integrity, just simply come down. Good. So from here, you're going to take your elbow, you're going to bend it, bring it forward, and then bring your knee in. Touch those two points if you can. Doesn't matter if you can't. And then extend and reach. So we're going to squeeze in, exhale, extend and reach. Good, squeeze in, exhale, extend and reach, squeeze in, extend and reach. Beautiful, nice and slow, really controlled movement. And reach. How about 2 more? And reach. Good job. 1 more, you can do it. Hold it up there. Extend in both directions, the toes away from the fingertips for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So come on down to both bring hips to the heels, slide the hips to the left, stretch away from it to the right. Inhale up nice and tall, and switch. Okay, so let's do that sequence on the other side. So we're gonna do our side plank. Over here, I need a little bit more cushion, so I'm gonna fold up my mat. I'm using my really thin mat today, so it's not enough for the princess and pea situation over here. Okay, so elbow stays directly underneath shoulder. Again, you can have legs stacked, top leg in front, both knees bent, okay? So when you're ready, lift up, good. Really squeeze that waist, try to lift and reach your arm up. Maybe look at your arm or look straight forward actually. Straight forward is probably better for neck, so let's hold it and breathe. Trying to stay out of my shoulder as much as I can. Good, a couple more breaths, you're almost there. Two, and one. Very carefully lower the hip. All right, we're gonna stay on that same working side. So we're gonna do gate pose this direction. So start on your knees, take your right hand, fingertips on the floor. You can change your hand position to a fist if you want. I think that's more comfortable maybe. Extend your leg out, and again, you always have the option of bringing that leg down. We're gonna lift with control, nice activated center, and reach over and hold. Big breath. So see how well you can activate your inhale and your exhale when we're in these challenging positions and holding. And again, please just stop and take a break whenever you need it. Big breath, okay. That's 30 seconds, all right? So now we're gonna bring the knee in, the elbow, draw those 2 points towards each other, a little magnetizing, pull the center in, and squeeze out, extend long. Good. Come in, touch maybe, and squeeze out, extend as far apart as you can between those fingertips and the toes. Big breath. And reach. Again, your exhale will be when you come in. So when the knee draws in, you exhale, activate center. All right, let's do 4 more. And reach. And reach. How about one more? You can do it. Press. Beautiful job. Lower the knees. Knees together, sit back on the heels. Whew. Slide the hips to the right. Reach and stretch to the left. Inhale up and switch. Beautiful. Okay, come back to center. So we're gonna do biceps. So I'm gonna grab my ball and my 5-pound weights, okay? You can vary the weight as you desire. Just use really good form and as much concentration as you can. I don't want to go too high for this format, so I know that some people like a little heavier, and if you really want to, go for it as long as you can maintain really good form. And obviously we're not gonna, don't push it too much. Just focus on your form and concentrating on contracting the muscles as strongly as you can, and then you should really be able to get these 5 pounds to work for you well. Okay, so we'll start with a field goal post, and I'm going to squeeze the ball. So squeezing the ball, that's keeping my core nice and connected. I'm going to hold here and just take a breath. So my palms are facing forward. I'm going to squeeze down to the floor, the knees are soft, tailbone is long, and sit bones are really contracted. So I'm holding my center really tight. So I'm going to take my right hand and almost extend it out, but keep the elbow slightly bent, so I keep that bicep in contraction, and hold there for a breath. And then switch. So I'm going to bring the right arm up. I'm going to extend the left arm out, hold the contraction, keep that bicep slightly, the bicep is contracted, the elbow's bent. Breathe, and switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Let's do one more on each side. Nice strong contraction there. And hold there. Good. Now come back to the field goal post. Bring those arms in. Burning, burning, yes. Turn your palms to face you. You're going to scoop the elbows to the rib cage. Scoop your elbows back and squeeze up just below the shoulders. So you're going to scoop and squeeze up. Scoop and squeeze. Scoop and squeeze. Good. Scoop and squeeze and hold it. Woo! For 3, 2, and 1. Okay, elbows come to the rib cage. You're going to take your arms out at 45 degrees. And you're just going to look down, make sure your biceps are nice and strongly contracted, right? And we're going to lengthen all the way down. So now when I come down, I'm right in line with my hip bone. And you're tucked into your rib cage on a diagonal. So you're going to squeeze up, exhale, lengthen down, inhale. Good, squeeze up, and exhale. And good, really focus as you squeeze up on contracting as much of the bicep and the arm as you can. Lengthen down. Good. Good, keep your head lifted, chin parallel to the floor, keep your breath going nice and strong. Good. Let's do 2 more of these. And then 1 more. Squeeze all the way up. And then come about halfway. Push your elbows away from your rib cage. And you're just going to do a teeny tiny pulse in for the bicep. So just contract it strongly. Nice, small, contracted, strong movement. Very controlled. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so let's lower all the way down, lengthen the arms, take those weights and carefully place them on the floor. Give your arm a little stretch on each side, maybe swing them a little bit, shake it out. And again, I'm doing a little bit of extra resistance on my arms, so these are my W8 wrist weights. They weigh about 1 pound a piece, so just getting a little bit more resistance and weight in for my arms. If you haven't done the other video yet, I did share this link on the Facebook page. If you didn't see it, or just message me, and I'll make sure that you get the link for them if you're interested. Okay, so we're going to go back to legs, and we're going to do a tempo sequence away from the chair. So take the feet out nice and wide, and turn the toes out about 45 degrees. Now if you want to, the chair is here, and just please draw it in a little closer so that you can rest your hand on it if it makes you feel more secure while you're working on your core stability and balance, okay? So I want you to squeeze your feet to the floor. So you're just gonna push, or actually just squeeze the toes, squeeze the heels, and just feel the legs engage nice and strong when you do that. The knees right over the ankle. I'm going to lower down to the level that I feel like is a good challenge for me, and it's going to be wherever it feels great for you, which I mean by great, I don't mean great really, I mean challenging, but you can always just straighten your legs whenever you need a break, okay? All right, so let's take a big breath here. Maybe let's just bring our hands to prayer for just a moment. It's a nice place to just hold them. And we're going to sink into our legs. Good. So we're going to do a nice isometric hold here in temple pose. So I'm squeezing the floor, legs are strongly activated. I'm going to try to activate through the inside thigh as best I can, pulling up from the pelvic floor. Pubic bone to navel is zipped up. Sit bones are nice and strongly engaged. So Morty's starting to shake a little bit just from holding here. So again, you want to be in a very activated plie. So again, that's going to vary tremendously with everybody. So let's hold here, big breath. Good. And just squeezing that floor, legs are strong. Take a break if you need it. Okay, so we're going to squeeze up. Don't straighten all the way, but extend your arms and then bring it down. Squeeze. Good. Lengthen up and push down. Lengthen up and squeeze into that plie. Lengthen up and squeeze down. Good. We're almost there. Beautiful. Okay, hold it down on the next one. Hold it down if you can. Squeeze the floor again. Find those nice strong feet, nice strong legs. Little tiny pulse with resistance. So really squeeze, especially from your seat. Nice strong thighs. Squeeze for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now hold it on one again and squeeze the floor. Good. Activate strongly. Roll the right heel up. Woo, let's push our arms all the way up in a V and hold. Big breath. And pull straight down. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the heel very carefully. Stay in that level of plie if you can, and carefully roll the left heel up. Hold. Big breath. And pulse. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that heel. Squeeze the floor. Bring those hands in and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now we're going to go all the way to the floor. I'm going to walk my feet in a little bit and I'm going to lower down to Malasana. So take your time getting there and see if you can come down all the way. If you have any trouble getting your heels down, you can roll your mat up, make a little wedge for your heels, right? And place your heels upon them if they need to be elevated a little bit. Sometimes that helps. So let's take a big breath here. Okay, so you're going to get super grounded. You're going to push through the floor. Think about your pelvic floor really lifting, pubic bone to navel zipped, and we're going to extend ourselves up. So reach your arms forward, Charlie's Angels Mudra. Squeeze the floor and squeeze all the way up. Whew. Now slowly go down. Again, you could also do this from a standing position and just lower a little bit and squeeze up, if that's better for your range of motion, okay? If you can, you're going to go all the way down, lower, bring your elbows in, find your Malasana. Big breath. Prepare, extend forward, activate, right? Inside thighs, feet, and pelvic floor, lower belly, squeeze up. Good. So again, modify it. Don't go all the way down. Find your depth. Lower down. Slow with control. Bring the arms in. Breathe. Beautiful. Extend. Grab the floor, inside thighs, pelvic floor, lower belly. Squeeze up. Let's do one more. So let's lower slow with control. Elbows in, hold, big breath. You're doing great. Extend forward, push the floor, pelvic floor, lower belly, squeeze all the way up. Awesome job. Okay, so let's give those legs a little stretch. So let's flex the right foot forward, push back, and give it a little flex there. Stretch for the hamstring on each side. And then a little quad stretch. Use your chair for balance, if you need it. Big breath. Stretch the other one. go to one more core. So grab your ball, come onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest, place the ball between your ankles. Relaxed point on the feet and squeeze the ball. Place your hands by your sides, plant the palms and spread the fingers, and just kind of relax your shoulders, shoulder blades down to the mat. Look up at your feet and you're going to engage the ball with your ankles and press into center. When you do that, you should feel a line of energy coming down the inside of the shins, inside thighs, pelvic floor maybe, pubic bone to navel. So you're trying to engage that line or imagine that line of energy pulling into center from the ankles all the way down. So I want you to hold the ball nice and strongly with the ankles pressing into center, and we'll hold here for just a breath or two. And as you hold it, just keep kind of feeling that line of energy coming down the midline. All right, now we're going to activate and squeeze the ball. So we're going to squeeze the ball for, both ankles are going to press in evenly for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the squeeze on 1, fingertips behind your head, elbows wide, chin off your chest. You're going to lift your heart toward the ceiling, shoulder blades up, and let's hold here and engage everything again. So hold the ball tight. And we're going to crunch up. So lift from a lifted position, use your abdominals, exhale out, and lift. Good, let's do 4 more. Lift. Activate the exhale, blow the air out, squeeze the belly in. 2 more. Hold it up, really engage everything. Hold the ball again, and you're going to circle. So lift the shoulders and circle. Keep the elbows wide, and really squeeze as you circle. Every time you come across, you're squeezing your belly down. Go the other way, reverse. Good, and come back to center. Now bend your bring your elbows forward, bend your knees. Press these 2 points together. If they touch, if they don't worry about it, but just magnetize those 2 points towards each other. So you're going to squeeze in and extend the legs out. Now, you can modify this a little bit by shooting the legs up toward the ceiling. It's much harder lower. Squeeze out. Press, keep going. Really activate. Let's do 4 more. One more. Take the ball to the side, feet hip distance apart, hands by your sides, plant the palms. Inhale the hips up into a bridge. Take a big breath. One more big breath, really fill the belly up. Exhale from the shoulder blades, roll the spine down to the mat. 1 knee at a time into the chest, but keeping the tailbone on the floor. Take a breath, cross the ankles, and rock yourself up. All right, so we're going to do tabletop tricep. You'll need 1 weight. I'm going to use a 3 for this. Plus I have my extra pound here, so. And you can also do this exercise without weights. So it's fairly challenging without them, so please use that option. All right, so we're going to start in table. I'm going to place my left hand on the ball, and I'm going to just rest it there lightly. I'm not going to press into it. I'm going to squeeze my lower belly in and up, and squeeze the sit bone so the trunk is really stable. Hold the weight lightly with my right hand, and you're going to bring the arms straight up and back. and extend the fingertips behind you. So I'm pushing my pinky finger away from my shoulder, creating lots of space there. Okay, square your shoulders to the floor. Look straight down once you have it, and I want you to just focus in on your tricep. Okay, so we're going to do some lifts. So you're going to lift nice and high, really pushing through the tricep. And when you come down, stay above your hip line. So you're going to squeeze up and then lower. Squeeze up and lower. And again, go nice and slow. It's very controlled. No momentum, right? All purposeful movement. Squeeze up and lower. Squeeze up and lower. Good. Squeeze up and lower. Squeeze up and lower. We do 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now hold it up, open the palm to the ceiling and bring the arm on the diagonal away from the hip, and you're going to do a little pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it on 1, extend back and squeeze your tricep for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring that arm down. Oh yeah. Oh. Goodness gracious, that's a good one. Okay, so let's switch. So come into tabletop, place your hand lightly on the ball, square your shoulders to the floor, secure your trunk, squeeze your seat, draw your lower belly in, lift that arm straight back, extend your pinky finger back behind you, and lift that arm and find, engage the back of the arm strong. Take a big breath. Good. So again, we're going to do those lifts, and when you lower, just watch out for a second. Make sure you don't go below your hip. Okay, so squeeze up and lower. Squeeze up and lower. Squeeze up and lower. Trunk really stable to protect your back, and lower. Trunk. Squeeze up and lower. Let's do 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it up, rotate the palm open, reach the arm away from the body, engage the back of the arm like crazy. Hold it up there, a little pulse right into the work for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it on 1, squeeze the back of the arm like crazy for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring that down. Tricep stretch. Good. So give those arms a stretch. Bring your arm across your chest. Release your head to the side, stretch your neck. And then that switch. Oh yeah. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Stretch. Good. Okay, so we want 1 quick stretch before we end here. So we're going to use our block. If you don't have one, just do this forward fold without it. Or you could stand on a book. So stand with your feet about hip distance apart. Obviously the knee of the foot on the block is going to be fairly bent. You're going to tip forward from your hips, send your sit bones back, squeeze your sit bones. Lengthen forward, let your head draw toward the floor. Take a big breath. Now try to straighten the knee of the leg that's on the block just a little bit and feel that nice deep stretch through the hip and the back of the leg. Bend the knee again, walk the fingertips on the diagonal away from the block, and again give that leg a little straightening, just a little bit. Breathe into the stretch, and then very gently walk your fingertips back. Squeeze your feet to their surfaces, the block and the floor. Draw your navel in, engage your legs, and roll yourself up carefully. Switch sides. Stand on the block, on the other side. Tip forward from the hips, send your sit bones back. Wide those sit bones, squeeze them. Tip forward, let your head lengthen forward. Take a big breath. Straighten that leg just a little bit, just till you feel the stretch. And then bend the knee, walk your fingertips on a diagonal away from the block, little straightening. And then bend it, walk your fingertips back, press your feet into the floor, into the block, squeeze your legs, draw your navel, and roll yourself up nice and slowly, and roll your shoulders back. Okay, great job, you guys, this week, and I will see you next week for more Spark Barre.